Top events that will impact the cryptocurrency market in May 2024. May 2024 promises to be a pivotal month for the cryptocurrency market, with several key events expected to directly influence its trajectory. One of the most anticipated events is the meeting of the Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC, which concludes on May 1st. Despite ongoing concerns about persistent inflation, the Federal Reserve is likely to maintain the key rate at 5.25 to 5.5%. This decision could signify a continued conservative approach amidst economic uncertainty, impacting investor sentiment in the cryptocurrency sector. On May 2nd, the U.S. Treasury will announce its plans for refunding over the coming quarter, which could bring some relief to the markets. After 3 consecutive quarters of increasing auction sizes, the Treasury plans to maintain most of them at current levels. Investors are particularly interested in details about the expected debt buyback program and its implications for the U.S.'s long-term financial strategies amid escalating debt issues. While there might be an increase in the issuance of certain securities like 10-year Treasury inflation-protected securities, TIPS, most auctions are expected to remain unchanged, which could also affect market liquidity and interest rates. Another significant event is the April Consumer Price Index (CPI) report, due out on May 15th. Since housing costs accounted for more than half of the 3.5% CPI inflation in March 2024, the financial market will be keenly watching this report. The Bitcoin Asia Conference, taking place in Hong Kong on May 9th to 10th, will be a focal point for both crypto community participants and TradFi representatives. Leading figures from both industries, including Han Tongli of Harvest Global Investment Limited and Elizabeth Stark of Lightning Labs, will participate in the event. Ideas and developments voiced at the Bitcoin Asia Conference could influence cryptocurrency market trends, especially as Hong Kong launches spot ETFs for Bitcoin and Ethereum. The market is also closely watching the trial against Tornado Cash developer Alexei Pertsev in the Netherlands, with a verdict expected on May 14th. The Dutch Financial Intelligence and Investigation Service, FIOD, arrested Pertsev in Amsterdam following U.S. Treasury sanctions against Tornado Cash. FIOD has accused the developer of facilitating illegal financial flows and money laundering through the decentralized mixer Tornado Cash. Meanwhile, other Tornado Cash developers, Roman Storm and Roman Semenov, face several charges from the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, including conspiracy to commit money laundering, operating an unlicensed money transmitter, and violating OFAC-imposed sanctions. The crypto community anxiously awaits the outcome of the Tornado Cash case, fearing it could set a precedent that threatens developers of privacy-oriented software. The deadline for the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, to decide on spot ETF applications is set for the end of May. Some industry experts believe the regulator will greenlight the instrument. The regulatory process involves the regulators giving you feedback on your application, and this has been happening for several weeks leading up to the Bitcoin ETF, explained Jan van Eck, CEO of Van Eck. Van Eck is not alone in his pessimism. James Seyffart and Eric Balchunas from Bloomberg Intelligence share these sentiments. The analysts have lowered the odds of a spot Ethereum ETF approval from 70% to less than 35%. The SEC has also postponed decisions on trading options for spot Bitcoin ETFs. A recent notice stated that May 29, 2024, has been set as the final deadline for approving, denying, or initiating the decision-making process for denial. Collectively, these events have the potential to either stabilize the cryptocurrency market or trigger a serious spike in volatility. Tether reports record $4.5 billion profit. Tether, the issuer of the market's leading stablecoin, has reported a record net profit of $4.52 billion for the first quarter of 2024. The bulk of the profit during this period was generated through investments in Bitcoin and gold. The stablecoin issuer disclosed that approximately $1 billion of its earnings were derived from operational profits. The remaining $3.52 billion was accrued from Tether's investments in Bitcoin and gold. Currently, the company remains one of the largest holders of BTC, managing 75,000 tokens valued at around $5.3 billion. For the first time, the company also shared data on its net capital, which reached $11.37 billion as of March 31. At the end of December 2023, this figure barely exceeded $7 billion. As evident from our latest report, Tether continues to break records, achieving a new profit milestone of $4.52 billion. This underscores the company's substantial financial strength and stability. By disclosing not only the composition of our reserves but also our group's net capital of $11.37 billion, Tether again raises the bar for transparency and trust in the cryptocurrency industry, emphasized CEO Paulo Ardoino. The report also noted that Tether's excess reserves increased by $1 billion to $6.3 billion in the first quarter of 2024. Company representatives confirmed that Tether holds U.S. Treasury securities. Reports suggest that the volume of American government bonds in Tether's portfolio is valued at over $90 billion. According to CoinGecko, the current market capitalization of USDT stands at $110 billion. The report indicates that 90% of all issued Tether tokens are backed by cash and cash equivalents. In the first quarter, the company issued $12.5 billion in the stablecoin. Recently, Tether has been actively expanding its operations. The issuer is establishing data centers for Bitcoin mining and developing tools based on artificial intelligence. Additionally, earlier this week, the company announced an investment in the biotechnological firm BlackRock Neurotech, which is working on developing brain chips. Coinbase integrates Lightning Network for Bitcoin transactions. Coinbase has initiated support for the Bitcoin Lightning Network, offering users the choice between Lightning and the Bitcoin network for sending Bitcoins, BTC. By utilizing the second layer Lightning Network, Coinbase customers can transfer Bitcoins faster and at a lower cost than traditional transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain. To use the Lightning Network, the intended recipient generates an invoice consisting of a long string of characters, which Coinbase recognizes as the transfer amount.